Niners! As somebody pointed out, this subject is very old, but here's the thing. I was going to come in yesterday to talk about this because I was waiting for the results tonight. HBO cut me off. I don't do terrestrial TV. I'm all online now because I thought that was a waste of money. So I don't do HBO as Netflix and everything else is available online. I said, you know what? I can save a buck. Just get rid of this. News, I can get that online. I can get everything online. So and then you call your family members. Hey, yo, Kenny, man. Hey, what did Tom say, man? Did he say who it was? Kenny, what? I asked you a question. Man, you know what? I ain't got nothing to tell you. Because, I don't have any, I'm the only 49er fan in my family, right? So I'm like, okay, fine. So, I don't know what happened. I'm looking through all the dailies. I'm checking. Oh, wait, Tom. You got to reveal yourself, bro. Where is it, Tom? Was it Jimmy? So I'm just looking. Fam, you got HBO, right? A lot of it, yeah. I want to know. That's why I got to get in here tonight to find out. I got to know what happened. What did Tom say about who is it? Because it cannot be. Because he's just Garoppolo, and everywhere he goes, people know the part Jimmy's playing. Standing on the grass, sticking every pass. Ooh, what they saying? There'll come a day when Jimmy will come to play. Ooh, what'll they say about him? In the end zone he'll throw, 'cause he's just Garoppolo, and life can't go on without him. Bobbily, soobily, bobbily, soobily, bobbily, doobily, bop. I know that's annoying. And you know what? Here's the thing. All during the season, during the game, I know. Hey, Jimmy ain't starting, man. No, if he does, you're going to give him every touchdown he gets. That's going to be part of ooh la la. Ooh la la. Fam, seriously. I'm looking for reaction and what happened here. Because, fam, it's been over 4 years. Here's the thing, because the history here is hilarious. So I should have came in a couple of days ago, but I got tied up with some stuff, right? The Tampa Bay Bucks and former Pats QB TB12 and the Niners, Jimmy and Garoppolo parted ways. During the process of the separation in 2017, there was a drama surrounding several people in New England that included both Jimmy and Tom that may have frayed feelings between the two QBs, but nothing hostile really ever publicly exposed between the two. Other than Jimmy, I understand Jimmy did try to check into the facility, TB12 facility. And the door was locked. I thought, maybe that doesn't necessarily have to be Tom said if Jimmy comes down here, lock the door. It just means maybe Jimmy came down at the wrong time. They weren't open or something. I didn't take anything from that. That's, But I want to go to the phone tonight to see if anybody, either tell me if you watched the program or not, or if you're a guest. Because maybe Tom didn't say anything. Maybe it was just a teaser for the show on HBO to get people to watch it. I know that worked. Because as I said, you go over to HBO and they have that 30-day trial, like everybody trying to take advantage of probably, that doesn't have HBO. This is right there. No trials tonight. Oh. I'm blocked out? Because I want to know, man. I'm going to the phone tonight for your guess as to who quarterback Tom Brady, recently referred to as that before the fight, before tonight's HBO's The Shop, where Brady may or may not reveal who the venom is being directed at. Who do you think he was directing it at? Let me go over some stuff real quick. Oh, by the way, Jason Verrett is pushing for reunion with Chargers defensive end Melvin. I'm going to wrap him up. Ingram. How you feel about that? Verrett going after, Jay responded to a tweet from the official NFL account asking fans to name a defense that should add the 3-time Pro Bowl defender, of which Jason Verrett, a.k.a. at Jfever, that's J Fever, underlined 2, responded with his tweet, quoting, "That red and gold with the dread swanging would look good on you, Brody." At Melvin Ingram. as you know, Verrett and Ingram were teammates for 5 years, 2014 to 2018. Verrett left the Chargers after 2018 and signed with the Red and Gold. As you know, Ingram remained in L.A. through last season. The Chargers may believe MB is used up. He only registered 10 tackles, 5 quarterback hits, 2 passes defense, and an INT. Through 7 games last season. Does that concern you? Does it seem like Melvin may be ready to go on in to them green pastures and just be a stud? I know I get into farmer talk. By the way, and maybe, I don't know the 49ers concerned, because the 49ers always lay low when people start talking like this. You notice that? Even when George Kittle was going after AB, there's been several guys that nobody ever, we've talked about, players have talked about. The front office says, who? No, we never heard about that. He likes Melvin Ingram? Yeah, Melvin Ingram's a good ball player. And John Lynch will play it off like he never heard it. Oh, by the way, at Adam Rank, last year, Adam gave us a break. Adam could have been right last year. He didn't say anything bad. He predicted good things with the 49ers last year. He's doing the same thing right now as Adam Rank has predicted the Niners MVP and breakout star for 2021. He published his San Francisco 49ers State of the Franchise feature for NFL.com, previewing the 2021 season for the Niners. He learned his lesson from 2019 and knew better than to predict the 3-win season. But once again, did acknowledge the error. So Adam Rank is still apologetic. If you went up to his Twitter, dude got attacked in such a way, I almost felt sorry for him. Of course, I piled on and started attacking his ass too, but still. Adam Rank said, okay, man, y'all are scaring people, man. I'm through. I ain't saying nothing else, man, because and please, people polite, my family reads these tweets. Some people did get a little out of control. I just laughed. It was Adam, man. You got that job through what, man? Did you apply through some kind of app or something, man? Come on, man. Anyway, Rank does make a couple of key predictions while breaking down storylines for the upcoming season that are very interesting, actually. The first is team MVP, which goes to returning defensive end Nick Bosa. That's an easy one. Bosa missed most of last season after suffering that torn ACL, as you remember, during week 2. And it was a loss that was felt throughout the entire injury-plagued 2020 campaign that resulted in just 6 Niners wins. Actually, there's a story behind those 6 wins that deserves a little more credit, though, because that was, well, them were squeezed out. We could have won a few more, including that one against the Saints. God! A season earlier, Nicky B was named the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. Rank wrote, quote, Bosa was amazing during his rookie season with 16 tackles for a loss, 9 sacks, and 25 quarterback pressures. A true game changer. Right off the bat, he played a crucial role in San Francisco's Super Bowl run. Unquote. Damn right he did. If Nick Bosa comes back at 90%, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Because Nick Bosa at 80 or 90% is better than just about. There may be 5 or 6 people better than Nick at that position, at that point. But Nick Bosa at 100%, he's right up there with the best. That boy is crazy, man. I mean, that dude's got warrior born. You can see it in his heart. 49ers pass rush struggle without Gerald Bosa's baby boy, Nick, though. Meanwhile, Nicky B is on track to be ready for the start of the season, possibly even getting some limited work during training camp. I hope not. That will be a significant storyline to watch throughout August. Got to give the Niners credit for readjusting after Nick's untimely exit, though. And this is what I'm talking about. Rank continued writing, quote, now the Niners still did all right defensively last year with Bosa. This isn't a one-man defense. Absolutely true. Not even close. But he was a guy who took the defense from a good to very good defense. The 49ers had just 126 quarterback pressures in 2020, the 4th fewest in the league, and allowed a league-worst 3.3 seconds time to hurry. That's per next-gen stats. See, that's you know what? That should give that. We gave 3.3. The secondary. Hey, how about a round of applause? The secondary was kick ass last year. You give any quarterback in the NFL 3.3 seconds, he's going to shred you, most likely. 49ers still did, not bad. Rank also predicted the Niners breakout star for the upcoming season, second-year wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. Easy to see. Rank praised our man, saying Ayuk led the team in targets. This is a quote. Ayuk led the team in targets, 96 receptions, 60 receiving yards. I'm sorry. 96 targets, receptions, 60, receiving yards, 748. He missed a couple of games. And receiving touchdowns, 5. He led all the rookies in targets per game, 8, and had the second highest averages in reception, 5, and receiving yards, 62.3 per game, behind only Justin Jefferson. Fam, I think we might have our number one. We might finally, after all this time, we may have number one. That's why that night during the draft, Kyle was like spinning around in his chair, getting all giddy and crazy. He realized. So now some people, for example, fantasy guys, are afraid that George Kittle and Deebo Samuel, being healthy, will cut into the second-year pros target share. Okay, but I believe having Kittle and Samuel on the field will open things up for Ayuk. He's a dynamic playmaker. And this 49ers offense is cooking and fully healthy. Brandon is going to eat, unquote. Adam Rank pointing out the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. All right, let's get back to this situation, man. Now, I don't see anybody saying nothing yet, man. Somebody's got to let me know, man. What did Tom say? Here's what we do know, though. He said, we're not going to get what Tom said. If you didn't see it, or you're not out here tonight to tell us, HBO's Next is Shop episode, right? Brady offers a vicious tease, citing disbelief to a certain incumbent quarterback. Ooh, he calls a mofo would be the reason for him not signing with the team. Brady said, quote, one of the teams they weren't interested at the very end. I was thinking, you're sticking with that mofo. So who exactly is that mofo? Brady's free agency suitors weren't exactly far-ranging with TB12 eventually signing with the Bucs, but there were a few teams out, notably on TV services. The Bucs, of course, who did land him. The Chargers, the Bolts were involved, and the 49ers rounded out the top landing spots. With the Chargers moving up from Phillip Rivers and moving on from Rivers, and much later opting to draft Justin Herbert. Do we call him Herbert or like the French? In the 2020 NFL Draft, that leaves the 49ers as one of the only realistic destinations for Tommy Boy, right? That means that the mofo that Brady could be referring to is Mrs. Garoppolo's child, Jimmy. There was a survey taken by many people, and everybody, I mean just about everybody, pointed out to Jimmy, of course. JG was drafted by the Patriots in 2014, and many thought he was their heir apparent to Brady in New England. So that could be reason for even though they were friends, it appeared on the surface, that could be the reason why Tom referred to him, because Tom did want to come back to San Francisco. And he didn't like Jimmy when Jimmy left. He's the reason why Jimmy got shipped out to begin with, because he went to his daddy Kraft and said, you know what? It probably is time to get rid of Jimmy, and let's go ahead and win this next Super Bowl, because you know I can handle this, right? Robert called Belichick, says, listen, let's find a new spot for Jimmy. We're not going to renew his contract. There's no point in wasting his time or ours. So let's go ahead and see what you can do with that. Robert, I had planned on moving Tom. What? I was planning on keeping Jimmy and moving Tom. Bill, I'm not the media. Speak up. I was planning on moving Tom and keeping Jimmy. You're not doing it. Get it done. That was the end of that. History did not play out that way. As I say, Jimmy would eventually be traded to the Niners in 2017. And some reports indicated JG was a speed bump, keeping Brady from signing with the Niners in 2019. San Francisco was reportedly one of Brady's top destinations in free agency, as we all know, with further rumors that San Francisco said no to Brady just days before Brady decided to sign with the Bucs. Remember, the media does not know a damn thing about who the 49ers said yes or no to. This is all their speculation. You know it is. Unless they come out later and say, yeah, well, we did that. They did say they looked into Brady, but they never said anything about what this. The Niners stuck out the season with Jimmy opting to draft quarterback Trey Lance with the number 3 pick in April during the 2020 NFL Draft. And if you tie it all together, it makes more sense to go after a rookie than it does try to pay Tom, who would probably command more money than Jimmy. So Twitter overwhelmingly determined that Jimmy was a recipient of Brady's label and went buck wild hating on my dude. Oh, the comments are nasty. Hey, and points bet sportsbook jumped on the situation. Hypothetical odds for QB Tom Brady is talking about. Jimmy G came in at plus 150. Mitch Trubisky plus 200. Derek Carr plus 400. And Jared Goff plus 500. And the whole field, of course, plus 800. There are a few more details involved in this drama that need to be exposed before we go to the phones and record your predictions on TB12's target. TB12 might be calling out both the Raiders or 49ers in that mad rant, though. Brady ended up leaving the patch for the Tampa Bay Bucs over the Chargers, while the Bolts made a smart move by drafting Justin Herbert at number 6 overall out of Oregon that spring, which leads us to wonder what team is Brady absolutely savaging on this episode of The Shop. Chargers are out. The two likeliest teams could be the Niners, of course, or the Vegas Raiders, teams that would have most likely witnessed instant odds boost to their Super Bowl chances had Brady signed, as the Bucs did after his arrival. What makes the Niners and Raiders possible suspects are that they were on the short list of teams he would potentially head to in free agency, but were not finalists like the Bolts and the Bucs were. Because Tom got sick of sitting out in that icebox trying to play ball anyway. So, most of the guys that live out in the refrigerators can't wait to go to the West Coast, and Tom's from the West Coast, Bay Area to be exact, right? So, two other teams who could be outside candidates to theoretically fit this bill are the Saints and the Titans. Is the pissed off TB12 digging at JG, Derek Carr, somebody else? If you want to throw in Drew Brees and Ryan Tannehill into the mix, he's probably not talking about Brees, as Brady surely would respect Brees, a fellow future first ballot Pro Bowl Hall of Famer anyway, right? However, if Brees retired ahead of last season, Brady may have gone to the Saints. As for Tannehill, he's your best dark horse contender, as Tennessee makes sense. He didn't play for the Miami Dolphins and used to slap the Patriots around on a number of occasions, too. I wonder how vindictive Tom is. Does he really hate on guys who used to beat him? And I don't know. That's a tough one. But honestly, to speak to candidly and refer to another quarterback in that manner, it probably does smack, not Carr. Brady would refer to such a man of faith. Carr's so religious, man. You can't talk about him like that, right? If you can say something about him, you're not going to say that. It has to be somebody that actually does not really appreciate as a human being or anything else, right? It doesn't even play all that often, that disparaging. They never played each other that much. Brady and Carr, if they did, not often, right? This is why those who suspect Jimmy G that dig was shading may be right, or maybe even Tannehill. Brady, if Brady's that kind of petty, Otherwise, it was just a tease to get you to watch a show. I'm not sure. TB and JG, as we all know, used to be teammates in New England in the late 2010s. Overall, the only team that was a serious contender to land Brady that did not, but still came out of the okay, was the Chargers. That is only because they drafted a bona fide stud in Herbert in the weeks to follow. Brees has since retired. Tannehill lost his offensive coordinator this offseason. Carr has never played in a playoff game, and the Niners are just apparently drafted JG's future successor. Who is it, Tom? This could remain a mystery for the rest of time we're going to find out at some time in the distant future, probably, if they just ran this as a joke tonight. If Brady refuses to reveal it to the cameras this Friday tonight, but you got to love the drama. Fam, if you did watch the show tonight, for those of us who don't know, we'd love to know, did Tom reveal who he was talking about? Ray Jr., what's up, fam? Hey, what's up, Ronbo? We back at it like crack addicts hate no Garoppolo again. Of course. We do that well, don't we? Jaime Alazaga. Hey, what's up, Ronbo and the Niners fam? What's up, Jimmy? And Ashton G. Ronbo Sports, how are you doing? Ashton, I'm doing all right, man. Anytime I see a weekend, I get all excited because it means I can get off my diet, just eat a lot of garbage, just do a lot of bizarre things. Isn't it amazing how the most decadent things in life are the most fun? Oh, God. Also, hey, DJ Malone Rebels, hey, kind of old news, lots of laughs. This does hype up my dream NFCCG between the San Francisco 49ers and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Jimmy G versus Tom Brady. Tell me you'd want the matchup. Oh, I wanted the matchup last year. Oh, man. And you know how, here's the thing. You know how Tommy, I mean, not Tommy, but you know how Jimmy went after Drew Brees? I honestly, even me, one of Jimmy's biggest supporters, I didn't see that coming that night. Jimmy was on his ass. In fact, I was scared to death about that game. I mean, Brees, boom. Do we have the game ball? Do we have the ball first? Or the Saints have the ball. Brees goes downfield, boom, drills a defensive score, 7. Damn. Oh, this is going to be rough. Jimmy comes on the field. Bop, 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 bop. Oh! Oh! Oh, we answered immediately. Okay. I thought, pretty soon, we end the first quarter. Weren't we winning? I says, there's something people don't understand about JG. Corner him, he's like a wild animal. He then starts to show you a fight that you're not even aware he's capable of. This is why from that day, I was already liking him anyway. But that day, I says, you know what? This dude, man, I can't. Let's see what happens next. Anyway, and hey, 49ers on the report. Shout out to Ronbo Sports Niners. Hey, John. John's actually at work. He can't get in here. He told us about that last week. So there he is. What's up, John? Ellis, I see you, man. Thanks, Ellis. Minute. Oh, let's go. Okay, tonight, asking you, what the hell's Tom talking about? Could he really seriously be talking about G? And would he been that open about it in a teaser before a show? Jamie. Is that Jamie or Jamie? I like that. It's Mr. Jamie.
What's up, Brahma?
Oh, Jamie, man, I'm just sitting there laughing at the off-season drama. Because, that's all we have right now until we got a few more weeks to go. But it's funny to watch. Jamie, you have HBO? Did you watch?
I do have HBO. I got it on Prime Video though, and I haven't. I thought you were going to look it up.
I was going to. I was looking all over the place. HBO, I do not have. I'm all Prime Video. I have though, and I could have. Okay, I can go back and get that later.
Yeah,
Jamie, tell me.
You might be able to go on there and get a free trial or something.
Yeah, Prime Video
on Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, just add it.
But Jamie, you haven't
can always
watched
add
it
it and then take it right back off.
Oh, everybody does it, and they know people are going to do it.
Yeah.
HBO did the same thing, but they just wouldn't let you do it tonight.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. I thought you'd tell me next time I called in.
Damn. I'm going to find out. Somebody watched.
Yeah, I think it's Tannehill. I think it's Tannehill because they played in the same division, and he knows him quite well. And he had beat Tom out of the playoffs the year before, so I think he wasn't too happy with Tannehill. I'm thinking it's Tannehill.
Did Tannehill beat Brady out of the playoffs? Was that the Tennessee Titans that beat the? That was year before last, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was that year.
He's really hate on Derek Henry. That's the guy who kills you every time.
Yeah.
That's okay. That makes a little more sense actually, because I just don't see Tom holding a grudge against Jimmy. They knew each other too long, and if you're Tom, Jimmy's going to call you
across
up.
The country.
Huh? I missed that. Say it again.
Yeah, he's in a different division across the country. Like he's not.
Huh.
I don't see it being Jimmy. They both went to a different place. They got new starting roles on a different. I don't see him holding a grudge against Jimmy like that. Why would he say that?
Yeah. You see that photo of him?
We'll find out.
Yeah, I know, right? You see, well, maybe not. I looked. I figured after the show there'd be all kind of Brady reveals who that mofo is. I said, no, not yet. And that came on 6:30. It ain't over yet, baby. Anyway, all right, Jamie. What do you think about you like Melvin Ingram? Should we add him to the roster?
Yeah, I was watching him in 2019. That dude is he's good. That dude is, when he's healthy, he's good. I think he's better than Hyder.
Yeah. Oh, hell yes.
Like we lost Hyder, so why wouldn't you pick him up? Like, I don't know how much he's going to demand, but that's the guy I've been wanting to pick up all offseason. I just ain't been talking about it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Jamie, what happened to him last year? His production fell off dramatically. Was he hurt last year, recovering from an injury or anything?
I don't know. I didn't catch too many games of his last year. I don't know what was going on with him. I think he had some kind of leg injury the year before 2019.
Maybe that's what it was.
It took him out a couple games, and then 2019 he went through almost the whole season or something. And then last year something happened to him, so it was probably in his leg somehow. I don't know for sure, but
yeah,
I don't think it's serious.
Because like you're saying,
apparently Verrett wants him.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they were teammates. He'd want him probably anyway. But I mean, everybody knows Ingram's good. So I don't know what happened to him last year and how the Chargers cut him loose so quickly, unless they were just trying to bail salary or reduce salary. Yeah, because he's top dollar for sure. So
you think he's gonna demand top dollar this year?
Not after you get cut.
They just didn't re-sign him, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Did his contract run out or not? I'm not sure. But when you get left like that, now at this point in the season, you can't go in doing a Richie Sherman job. Yeah, I need to get paid. Rich, no. You need to play, right? And I don't know who's planning on paying you, but here's what we're offering. So, Ingram might be in that same boat.
That's what I'm thinking, because the whole offseason, ain't nobody even touched the guy. I don't even know if anybody's been sniffing around him. Like, he's still just sitting there.
And Sherm or Ingram? Because Ingram's stats are going to be an issue from last year. That was pretty bad. It's by his standards anyway. That indicates there's something wrong with him, because he's been at way higher level than that, right? So.
Yeah. Well, if he's anything like he was in 2019, we want him.
Oh, God, yes. And, Jamie, we want him anyway, because he's a fear factor on that edge, even if he isn't quite 100%. So, yeah.
And it's depth. Like you don't want to be running your guys into the ground. Like, it's depth. And he played with Bosa's brother, so yeah, they'll get along just fine.
And they were ridiculous.
And they're coming off both edges. Like, all we got to do is stack the middle with monsters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, I like the thought of that every snap. The quarterback sitting there, his hands are shaking because he knows. Oh,
yeah, he doesn't know which way to look.
God, there is no way to look. The best thing that quarterback can do, as soon as the ball's snapped, do with Jared Goff. Hand it off to your running back.
Yeah. Just throw it up for grabs.
Yeah. So, that discussion we had on Twitter. You're right. Russell Wilson is the only extremely athletic quarterback that's won a Super Bowl in the last decade. Am I right?
Well, there's Mahomes is semi-athletic.
Yeah.
Been winning. Yeah. And back when Rodgers won, he was moving around a lot more than he does now.
Yeah.
You got to have some semblance of athleticism. Like Montana wasn't a freak athlete, but he was.
He knew how to move around the pocket.
Yeah, he was sneaky athletic.
Yeah.
He would get out of the pocket and get rid of the ball. And then Steve Young, he was all over the place.
Yeah,
and those were our last two athletic quarterbacks.
Yeah, Young would fit in with today's athleticism, right? Because I look down through the years. You look at over in Baltimore, he gets bottled up in the playoffs every year. Russell Wilson has had his day in the sunshine. It seems like that's over. You look at Kyler Murray last year. We damn near killed him in that last game. There are some pros and cons, I guess, for both the running quarterback. Cap, man, we got there. Well, we just couldn't finish.
You see, Cap was tall too. He was like 6'3", right?
Somewhere in there, maybe 6'4".
Trey's 6'5". Trey's 6'5". He can see over the line, and he knows when to go. So that's why I'm pretty excited about Trey. Like, he ain't going to be back there like Russell Wilson can't see over nobody. He doesn't know what's going downfield. He has to run out of the pocket. Then he's like, oh, yeah, they're doing that down there.
Are you calling Russ short? I used to love those photos. But Pete Carroll was talking to Russ. He was looking down at him.
Yeah. And the thing that bugs me the most is every single time on fourth down or third down, it's always on third or fourth down when the game's on the line. That's when he squirts out and does his little run.
Oh,
you know he's going to do it.
And
Don't
I
let
don't
him
know
do
why
it.
we allow it. You're right. Every game we've had.
Yep. When the game's on the line and it's fourth down or something, or third down and 12, that's when he squirts out and gets 12.
And the defensive line parts like the sea as Moses and his people come walking down through Jamie, we'll talk about that some more later. We got to go. We ran out of time. Let me let's see. Well, what's the date? Oh, yeah, it's already. I'll see you Sunday. All right. Have a great night, Jamie.
All right, Ronbo. Talk to you then, Ronbo. Bye.
All right, fam. And Brittany.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Oh, Brittany, man, I'm looking at, I'm saying, does Tom go around writing on trees? You know how your first boyfriend, like, if his mates are, Ronbo loves Brittany, you carve it in the tree, right? And then, of course, Tom is writing in the tree, Tommy hates Jimmy, I was wondering, who was Tom talking about?
Oh, man. It seems like as soon as it came out earlier this week, the obvious person everybody pointed to was Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I do agree with the previous caller. It could be Tannehill, or I had this in my mind the whole week. I think he was talking about Mitch Trubisky from the Bears.
If I was Tom and I wanted to go to Chicago, I would. Because Trubisky is clearly a bust.
Yeah, and if you didn't hear his words, he heard sticking with. You heard the key word sticking with?
Sticking with, yeah.
They were saying that on one of the shows I was watching one early afternoon that it could be Trubisky because how you go like 4 years and you didn't do anything to elevate the team to get like close to the Super Bowl, you know what I mean? And Trubisky did nothing.
And he was drafted, number 2?
2017. Like, number 3?
No, number 2. They traded up. We were number 2, and we traded down to number 3. Of course, we didn't get nothing nice either. Yeah. Hey, we got our man. Get on in here, Solomon T. 4 years later. Oh, God.
He was number 2 in the draft. So, he really didn't do anything to elevate the offense. So I think Tom was talking about Mitch, because how could you stick with a guy like that for your team instead of going with a guy like him who could definitely change that team around in one season like he did with the Buccaneers? Because the Buccaneers was just awful with Winston. Now it's like, here comes Brady. No one expected them to be Super Bowl champions because everybody was talking about, it's going to be the Saints or it's going to be the Packers because the 49ers are hurt. So it's going to be one of those two teams. Here they come out of the blue. Boom. You're not expecting that. So I think it was probably Trubisky.
But Tom didn't say anything about wanting to go to Chicago. I don't know if Trubisky got involved, because when I read that, I was shocked too.
Sure.
And he wants to come back and play for his idol's team. But would he talk like that when regarding Jimmy, though? I don't think he would. That's the only thing that I can't seem to grasp. Would he say that about Jimmy, though? Especially on a show like that?
The thing is, though, even though Jimmy was back up to Tom Brady, thing is, I see is if you join Tom Brady's wolf pack, you're like a friend for life. So I don't think he would talk like that. Yes, there may be some like heated competition at times, but at the same time, it's like, why? Why would you say something about a quarterback who was fresh off a Super Bowl, a guy who you text like days ago before he played in the Super Bowl saying, good luck, go out there and win? Why would you say
forgot
that?
about that. I forgot about that. So that's what I'm saying. If he were going to say something, it wouldn't have been that. He might have said something like,
Right.
yeah, well, I got disappointed by a team that I wanted to play for because they decided to stick with their quarterback, but, or something like that. But to MF him? Oh, I just don't. That's
Right.
where I get a little confused.
That's why I don't see it. I don't see that it's Jimmy. It could be Trubisky, it could be Tannehill, or it could be Carr. It could be. I don't know. We don't know.
So that's it. So Brittany, you didn't watch. You didn't see the show either, huh?
Not yet. No.
Oh God. Oh, okay. So we're still digging for that. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it. But
I think just how out of the blue it was when it was first shown on like social media, and then everybody on the media started talking about it. Like, oh, who is he talking about? Who is he talking about? He's talking about this. He's talking about that. But I think the main thing, it's got to be towards a quarterback on a team who is not in the playoffs yet. Also, that coach is looking for an upgrade. So it can't be San Francisco. It could be the Titans, who knocked out the Patriots in the wild card round. It could be the Bears. It could be the Chargers. It could be the Raiders. You really never know.
Too, Tom is, I do wonder what the relationship completely was. I just don't, like I said, this is really a tough one to call. Also, how do you feel about Ingram? Is that a good move to make for the 49ers?
I would do it. If he's healthy, I would do it. Because you can't rely on Bosa the whole time to be that edge to give QB pressure. Yes, that would be good, but you can't rely on him the whole time. You need somebody else to pair with him. If you get Melvin Ingram healthy, that would be terrifying.
And he'd love to play next to Joey's brother. I'm pretty sure they had a bond over in
Absolutely.
the Chargers. You see him now. Well, I tell you what, my life. I've been lucky, man. I'm playing with Bosa's on 2 different teams. Y'all, you ready? You ready? You ain't ready. You ready? Let's go. So yeah, that would be fun. He'd have to love that. He'd
That
be
would
inspired.
be very interesting. Very interesting to watch. I would do it. So I don't blame Jarrett recruiting. I would do it.
Yeah, I always wonder if the 49ers could be, the front office, so they're not, usually they don't submit any kind of response to these things. Twitter's always got something going with players saying whatever, right? And they never seem to read Twitter. I think John Lynch said about a year ago or something, no, I don't always read responses. John, yes, you do, because you got on George when George said something about he's going to be alive. What did he say that John thought wasn't funny? He didn't know if he's going to be alive on Sunday.
I think he was making a joke about.
He said,
it was a joke about him being like a Jacksonville Jaguar. Maybe
that was it.
About that.
And had the jersey photoshopped on and everything. John did not find that funny.
Yeah,
I didn't either. I didn't laugh when I first saw that. I didn't. I said, George, no one to quit. Well, that's not funny. You're not silent with
Nope, he was not having it.
God. But I like GK. He's Dr. Kittle, by the way, Brittany. We have to call him that from now on, as he's at Tight End University, one of the lead instructors. And so I said, look at George. Look at you, George.
This is a success.
Oh, man. So,
Such a success today. It ended.
Tight End University. That's hilarious. With Professor George Kittle and Professor Kelsey. I believe that, what's the guy, the Panthers, Greg Olson was there. I don't know who else.
Greg Olson was there. T.J. Hawkinson was there. Kyle Pitts was there.
Kyle Pitts? Kyle Pitts was there in attendance, learning. I was talking about the teachers.
Learning.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Kelsey, it was Kittle, it was Olsen.
Yeah. So, Tight End University. I wonder if it's going to be an annual affair. last year, cornerbacks was doing it. We used to have Von Miller used to hold edge rushing university, called it something else. But,
yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Brittany, always a pleasure. Well, I'll see you Sunday, okay?
Okay.
All right. Have a great
Have a
night,
good night, Ronbo.
You too. Thanks.
You
Bye-bye.
too.
Yes. Tommy, man. And it being a teaser, maybe HBO egged him on. Tommy, you know what? We wanna get a little sound bites from you guys. Give us something that you know we can air to get attention. And Tommy, being who he is, yeah. Hey, yeah, Jagger 905. Ronbo, you always say Jimmy is unstoppable after he throws an INT. Wouldn't it be nice if we had a quarterback that was elite and didn't have to throw INTs to be good? Trey is the future. Go Niners. I fully agree, But I do think that this offense, it takes a minute. You need to have, like I've always said too, a lot of people blame everything that's wrong with every turnover to be completely Jimmy's fault. And like I pointed out, I've been on a field and I've seen wide receivers screw up. I've seen offensive lines move left when they should have. There's things in Shanahan's offense where I can see where players, everything's about timing. The pre-snap movements are actually difficult. Why? Because they take you, it's like in-sync swimmers. Everything has to move. Kyle's brilliant for getting this to work. And if he gets it to work, it's always killer. But everything has to move right? So if a receiver goes, when he's supposed to yang, he's supposed to yang. Now the quarterback's standing there, all right, shit. He's got to sit back and make adjustments. These are not things that are going to be easy. This is why I don't blame Jimmy for everything in Kyle Shanahan's offense, because it takes a minute for not only the quarterback to get it, it takes a minute for everybody to get it. When that happens, then they become unstoppable. So that's why, I'm going to continue I'm not going to go with the masses to hate Jimmy. My whole calculation, the whole thing is a little different than everybody else, or a lot of people. Yeah, hey, big show. Bro, I just bought my skin tight. Don't read that. Oh, God, that's not show. That's not, don't do that. Come on, Jenny. Anyway, thanks for calling, you guys. The marvelous butthead. Is this because Tom is mad at Jimmy G for playing with the Niners instead of him? See, that is reason why he could. I mean, Tom has always wanted to play for Montana's team. See, that is a possibility. I do see that. I do. Thanks, Marvelous, for that. Did we just get another one pop in there? Is that, and Jake also says, maybe Jimmy doesn't know the offense, always looks afraid when he drops back. Jagger, picture this, all right? You drop back, 260, 270 coming off of both sides. You look up, and somebody forgot their assignment. Somebody forgot their move, or things are moving too slow, or the defense is not going to give you 2.5 seconds. Trust me, that dude coming at you, you're going to twitch. Promise you that. So, and that's another thing. The spotlight's on every mistake Jimmy ever made. But nobody really likes to pay attention to all the good things he did. I do. That's why I balance it out. Let's get. We're gonna go ahead and get one more call here. Hey, Steven.
Hey, Ronbo, my bad.
Steven, ain't no bads tonight, Steven. Steven, so did you watch the show?
I didn't get a chance to. I do have HBO. I just haven't watched it yet.
I know nobody's interested in that show.
Well, to be honest, I haven't been really paying attention to a lot of Niners news just because it's all this and that, all about Jimmy and Trey or how everyone else is doing in the training camp or why OTAs aren't happening. Mainly, I've been focusing on the Giants, the San Francisco Giants.
Oh, baseball.
I've been watching them.
You a baseball fan? All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love baseball. When NFL's off, I watch baseball.
You watch NBA?
Neither of them are playing. I watch hockey.
Hockey's the third alternative. Do you watch NBA?
Yeah. Here and there when I get the chance. I mean, I'll be real with you, Ronbo. It's kind of hard to, watch the Kings, because we haven't been good since Chris Webber. Yep. We haven't been good since Chris Webber and Mike Bibby and Vlade Divac, so it's kind of hard to watch them, but
that
it
was
is what
a
it
good
is.
team. Yeah, that was a good team.
It was.
Yeah. So, baseball's and Giants are doing pretty well right now.
Best record in the MLB, favored to win the World Series, and they weren't. And nobody, when they first started, nobody thought they were going to win the World Series. No one thought that they were going to be this strong. They said the chemistry was so off, and all these unfamiliar faces were here. But then mid-season, towards the quarter half of the season, that's when they picked it up and kicked it in like gear 3 or gear 5. They're gassing it 100 miles an hour every game.
What's the catcher's name? I every now and then I do like him. What's his name?
Buster Posey?
Yeah, Buster. I like BP, man. He's still rolling. So,
Yeah, he's still doing it. Him, Brandon Crawford, Brandon Belt, they're still there.
And the pitching staff is tough this year too. So the Giants, I could see them. You remember the Giants were going every other year? And they'd go in. If they do go in, they're going to win it all. Yeah. Maybe that's the 49ers. Maybe we're going to be that every other year.
I hope, Ronbo. Because from what I've heard and from what I've, hearing from the callers and seeing on the internet as well, is that Tom Brady said that, you're going to stick with that motherfucker? Like,
yeah. It's
honestly,
who's he talking about?
Yeah. You want me to? I'll be honest with you, Ronbo.
Be honest,
have a
please.
strong feeling it's most likely Jimmy, because the whole reason why Jimmy left the Patriots to begin with was because he wanted a starting job. He didn't want to be backup. He proved to Belichick that he could be a starter. Well,
Belichick bought it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tom probably heard about that too. You could be right on that. That's a good theory.
So, that's what I'm going off of. And, Jimmy G being hurt and Tom Brady always wanted to be with the 49ers just as bad as Aaron Rodgers did.
Yep.
It kind of makes sense, especially because, Tom Brady's from San Mateo?
Yeah.
So you got all that kind of mixing in the pot. So I don't think it's Mitchell Trubisky. To be honest, I don't even think – granted, he did want to go there if he wanted to stay in the AFC, but most likely it's the 49ers, Ronbo. They gave him – I think right when he left, didn't they give Jimmy G the franchise contract? Like right when
at the end of that 2017 season, they went right to sign him up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then immediately right after Tom Brady left, Belichick wanted Garoppolo. And
he probably found out Belichick was campaigning to get rid of Tom. You know what? Remember John Lynch says, so how about, is Brady available? And Belichick said, I don't know what he really said, but he said no. But then we find out that Belichick actually did want to cut ties with Tom because he, a lot of coaches down through history, they don't wait until a player's through. They want to get him out of here now and go ahead and start new. And it probably would have been a good move for the Patriots because Jimmy had already been fully trained under McDaniel, but they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Robert Kraft wouldn't allow it because Tom said, hey, listen, let's get rid of that guy. And Kraft said, fine.
Honestly, if you think about it, because that is what, if I'm mistaken, I think I heard something about that. Tom Brady spoke to Robert Kraft and said, it's either me or Jimmy. And Robert Kraft finally said, okay, Jimmy's got to go. Let's get rid of him. Yeah. And that's when the Niners were like, all right, cool, we'll take him. Yeah. But so that's my theory. I have a good feeling that he's talking about Jimmy. Nothing against Jimmy, but it came down between TB12. Yeah. It's honestly, like I said, Ronbo, if it came down to TB12 and Jimmy G, I'd go TB12 all day, every day.
And you should. Tom's one of the greatest of all time. I really, honestly,
he's almost guaranteed.
Yeah, I don't know exactly why. The 49ers may have thought money, age may have been a factor as well.
Easily.
Because the 49ers are, they like to go long term. Look ahead in what they do. So, we'll never get the full details of what happened, but, no, Tom, thanks. Also, I had a thought about if Brady's going to come in, he pretty much took over the Bucs offense. He's doing it Tom's way, right?
Yeah.
If we know Kyle like we
that
know,
wouldn't work with Kyle.
yes,
That would not work with him because Kyle is such a like, I'm the guy, I'm the one who runs the show, and if TB12 shows up, it's just a clash of personalities, and then it's going to come down between just basically him not wanting to be there because Kyle Shanahan is so like iron fist about how his offense
how he wants to run the offense. And Tom would have came and said, so listen now, I need Gronk in here and I need this. Hey guys, before you think about anything else, think about Gronk and you got Kittle out there too. What about that? And let's get AB in here because I've been loving that guy for a long time. So, I think the table was set by Tom more than anybody in Tampa Bay because they trusted Tom because like you're saying, the mentality is not the same in San Francisco as it is in Tampa Bay. And that goes for John Lynch and everybody else in the front office. What Tom wanted, he wasn't going to get everything he asked for.
Yeah, well, you also have to remember, Buccaneers put all their faith in TB12 because Buccaneers had nothing to lose. We're coming off of a Super Bowl, appearance.
Yeah, that's a good
and high octane. So it's like, for TB12 to get in here and for him to guarantee us, it's kind of like, I don't know, we have your backup, and he did a lot better than you did with the Patriots. So it's like, there's also that stipulation too.
Yeah.
But honestly, I said I would love TB12 to be on here, but the conflict of personalities between Kyle Shanahan and Tom Brady, it'll be
dual
it just wouldn't work. But
absolutely. So
if we ever got Ingram, that would be the greatest addition to that lineup, easily.
God.
Next to Stephon Gilmore, if we were able to get both of them, Ronbo, that defense would be solid, straight up.
Not enough money for all of them, but man, that would be,
right?
Man, that's just
that'd be something.
Because Gilmore, I don't know, you'd have to trade for Gilmore anyway.
Yeah.
Because he's still under contract.
Do you think Debo and Gilmore would be a good trade?
Debo and Gilmore, good trade. Anything but wide receiver. See, this has been my problem with the 49ers the whole time. This is why I support Jimmy so much. We've had second tier and rookies, second and third. Because even Emmanuel Sanders, as good as he was, he's second tier, actually. He's not a number one receiver. This is why I says, I see Jimmy out there struggling at times, and then at times I'm proud of him because he did make that work. But he's got a rookie out there that's still trying to learn the offense. He's got Kendrick Bourne out there is probably his best receiver. I says, this is really tough. So that's why we're running the ball. We're running the ball. Everybody thinks it's because Jimmy can't play. So I says, if we could ever get OBJ like Kyle's trying to do, or get Jimmy out there a real bona fide, legit monster. And I thought he did well even with Emmanuel Sanders. I said, what? This would be a whole nother situation going on out here. So I don't want to get rid of Debo because Debo became solid. So I want to see, as Debo's a go-to guy now. You can tell. He knows exactly what he's doing out there. He's confident. As when I see him moving around out there, Jimmy just puts that ball right on his fingertips all the time. I said, he's arrived. Now they finally get another guy that might be a legitimate number one in Ayuk. I think the table is set. So if you get rid of him, is Jalen Hurd going to be okay? If that be the case, then Debo becomes maybe expendable to a degree.
Ronbo, if Jalen Hurd comes back and he plays to how we expected him to play his rookie year, we will have our wide receiver one. Automatically, he will be the number one wide receiver, and they'll probably cut ties with Debo. Yeah, honestly, I think he's that good. If he comes back as healthy as he did his rookie season and just balled out like how he did before he got hurt, easily. You know what? Go ahead, Jalen Hurd, take over. But he has to stay healthy. It's always that dark cloud of staying healthy, preventing the 49ers from actually excelling and going further.
With so many players. Jimmy gets all the headlines, but we got about 5 guys that go down every year.
Mostert, sometimes Debo, Kwasi T, D Ford, and Jalen Hurd.
And also the Shark takes out a certain amount of time each and every year. There's some guys are going to go down each and every year for a certain amount of time. How long is always the question. So
it's always how long. I mean, hell, we're missing Tavares Moore. Granted, he's our second, but we still could have needed him just in case, Jimmy Ward gets hurt. He's a decent backup, I'm not going to highlight him as our best backup, but he's a decent backup nonetheless.
He was coming along too.
Yeah.
I don't know where he was going to be this year, but it's reps. A good football player, sometimes less reps, more reps, you could never tell, but it takes a little while sometimes for stars to develop. Tavares might have been, I had him as a breakout guy this year, had he not had what happened to him, right? So, it's these things are hard to call. But yeah.
I also want to mention one thing before I leave. Well, actually, two things. One, I got the job I was telling you about, that you overheard me talking about with the blue shirt.
Congrats!
Yeah, I got it.
Right.
And two, I saw a news article. I don't know if it's real or not, but Jeff Garcia is campaigning to be the 49ers QB coach.
Ooh. You know what?
So
he wanted
Jeff
this job
Garcia,
when Tom Sula was there. He's wanted that job since a long time. I don't know why the 49ers don't consider him.
I don't know why either. Honestly, he was actually a really good QB, a very underrated QB by the 49ers standards. Super underrated.
Well, he's the last guy we had as a quarterback make the Pro Bowl. Mm-hmm. So,
Yep.
All right.
Well, all right, Ronbo.
Stephen, have a great night. Congratulations on that job, buddy. Hey, there you go.
Thank you, man. I'm going to go celebrate.
All right. Have a great night.
You have a good one.
You too. Thanks. Look for you Sunday. Hey, there you go,
See you
Stephen.
Sunday.
All right, fam. And let's drink in Papa D. Papa Dragon!
Everyone to the thousands and thousands of people listening. To the dozens and dozens on the phone lines. Let's get ready to rumble!
I like it a lot. Well, Pop, how you doing, man?
And I'm calling tonight to really just I want to be your therapist this evening.
Did you watch?
I want to be your therapist.
I need a therapist. I need more than one. But Pop, did you watch the show?
What show?
The show.
The show? Oh man,
HBO.
You got me speechless. HBO?
Yeah.
No, I mean I didn't watch the show. I heard obviously I've heard about the whole Tom Brady thing.
Yeah.
But the point that I want to try to make with you is very, very important. Is this is why you need my therapy assistant. Is that it's hard to let someone go that you love so much.
Yeah. And
I know Jimmy G is your boy.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
I empathize, and sometimes
I need empathy.
Sometimes you can be with someone that you really don't care about too much. You don't really like to be around. When you see him walk through the door, you're like, oh. When and we had that. With Kaepernick and all these other quarterbacks over the years. Our hopes get up and then they go right back down. And Jimmy comes through the door, that square jaw, those tight passes, that aggressiveness and sliding left and right and just 5 games with the same players, just tearing the NFL up. We're like, oh God, we finally got one. And then he just fell off hard. And I always tell people, and people that listen to me and go do it, they say, oh, they're like, Papa D, man, you're right. I wouldn't watch that fourth quarter Super Bowl again. And I look at how the defense was playing Garoppolo with no respect, both safeties in the damn box. Okay, and the mistakes Garoppolo was making are not the mistakes that a starting NFL caliber quarterback is not supposed to make. So, the bottom line is I don't know about you, but I've been waiting a long time for number 6. You know what I'm saying? A long time.
We all have.
And unfortunately, you know, the best quarterback of this generation play the game was available. And I was all on board for bringing Tom home. Not because I didn't like Jimmy G. I just felt that Jimmy G never had to compete against nobody. He competed against Beathard and Mullins. And there's no way, I don't care who you are. There's nobody on the planet that's going to sit there and say Jimmy G will beat out Tom Brady. I don't care about personalities. I don't. Because, it was rumored that Arians and Tom didn't get along. But they held that trophy up at the end, didn't they?
Mm.
So I'm all about winning. And nothing against Jimmy G, but I know he's a poor practice player. I know that he makes mistakes and those mistakes compound. I guarantee you this. He's not going to finish this year as a starting quarterback for the 49ers, and he may not even be on the roster. Because right now, you're at the point where you have a team. You just need someone to be healthy at this point. Because you got a good enough team that if you're healthy, you're going to get to the playoffs, right? But if you still need some more dogs to pull that sled, that's about $26 million of Jimmy G laying around. So for me, it's about winning. Now, if Jimmy G was all that, okay, and again, watch the fourth. I'm not telling you watch the whole game. Just watch the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. Just watch it. And then you'll see that same pattern of play. It didn't start in the Super Bowl. It started before that. It carried over into 2020. And that's considering that we had the whole COVID year and everything else. But again, I want my quarterback to be a nasty dog. That's what I want. I want a nasty dog, for somebody who doesn't take prisoners, someone who don't care about smiling. I want someone to come in here and work hard. Now, word has it, Trey Lance has learned the entire playbook. That's what I'm hearing. The entire playbook. The playbook that people say takes people 2 years to learn. He's learned it. And everyone knows that Nick Mullins knew the playbook better than Jimmy did, which is why he was around for so long. All I'm saying is Brother Ronbo, I'm sorry. I know it's hard to break up. And Jimmy G is such a good-looking man. But sometimes, in order to go up, you got to go to the side and then go up. And that's what we got to do right. It don't mean that you have to stop loving him. You don't. You can keep loving him. It's okay. He'll always be in your heart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But don't worry about Jimmy. He's all right. He'll be fine. He'll be fine without you. He really will. He'll move on because he's got about 96 million reasons to do so. So that being said, Tom Brady is a salty dog. He don't like Jimmy. Not as a competitor. He don't like nobody as a competitor. Period. And the fact is that Jimmy was pushing him in New England because guess what? Tom was struggling. The minute that heat got turned up, Tom turned it up. So hopefully this is a lesson for Kyle that you just can't sit there and say, oh, my system and my genius to get everything done. No, you need a salty dog. You need warriors. You need soldiers. People are going to go out there, lay it on the line, and be there. It can't be, sorry, Sergeant. Sergeant, Private First Class reporting Papa Dragon. I can't go today. I'm sorry. Can you guys go into battle without me? Can you guys do that? I can practice, but I can't play. That was Jimmy last year. Practicing, not playing. Okay? It's hard. It's hard to hear it, but it's the facts. I want Jimmy to do well. I do. I want Trey to push him. I really do. But, man, Trey's coming for that job. Because Trey's just a salty dog. He's just dog. He's been told he can't do it since he picked up the football. People right now tell, oh, you can't do it. You can't learn this. You can't learn that. Mm-mm. You can't throw that pass, kid.
Yeah.
You know, I'm waiting to see some videos of Jimmy G. I want to see videos this time. I want to see Jimmy G just for a change. I just want to see him working out with his players, okay, and non-organized field, team activities, okay. That's all I want to see. I don't want to see that image of him in Hollywood
laying up
with
in
whatever her
a hot
name
tub
was.
with several women. I know. Sipping on what would we sipping?
And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna
Jimmy's
hate on.
drink.
I'm not gonna hate on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's hard. It's hard because you love someone, you want to set them free, they'll come back to you. But Jimmy, he loves you, Ronbo. He doesn't tell you very often.
Yeah.
He may show up with somebody else on his arm.
Stop! God, now it's getting ew. Imaginations, it's cutting me up. Oh my God! What am I gonna do? I'm Jimmy. Who is he? What are you doing? What happened to us? God. All right, Pop. I feel therapied. I feel better already after having that talk.
Good.
I'm ready to make a release. I'm going to. Well, I'm not going to take this down just yet, but I might consider taking it down. Sometime in the very near future.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Whenever you when you do the divorce thing, where I come from, you have like a 6-month grace period, a cool off period they call it. We just gonna let it cool off just for a minute, and what you do is you print out a little picture of Trey Lance, like about 5 inches tall, and you put it back there. And then next week, don't frame it. No, it's a little sticker. It's like a little cutout sticker. Just put it right there at the bottom. And then the next show, it's 10 inches, right? And then the next show, it's going to be 14 inches. Because the Trey just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And then before you know it, bam, you upgraded, baby.
Trey hasn't got a fat head yet.
Stuff. Got some young stuff now. I got me a young one. Good, big legs. That's what I'm talking about. Big, tall.
You're exposing your taste.
It comes to football players. I am a leg and ass guy. That is Trey Lance.
You really said it.
That is Trey Lance. I'm telling you. So, look. When Alex Smith got drafted by the 49ers, it took him a year or two to get used to taking snaps under the center, up under the huddle. It took Colin Kaepernick a full year before he could get on the field without fumbling a snap. Trey Lance already does that stuff. Mm-hmm. He already does it. He already calls protections. He already calls audibles. He calls his play at the line of scrimmage. He looks at the defense and calls the play. He's got a playbook in his brain.
Before we go, the bottom line in conclusion is Trey Lance is the full package, and he's ready to go right now from game 1 to the Super Bowl in his rookie season. Am I right?
I didn't say that. What I did say is this. The one quarterback that came really close to doing it was Ben Roethlisberger in his rookie year. He got to the AFC Championship game. The 49ers probably have the 8th or 9th best roster in the NFL right now. Okay. Obviously, there's a lot of variables, but what I am saying is this. The kid is made up of the right stuff. And that cannot be underestimated. He's made up of the right stuff. And more importantly, he's not going to be stuck back there in the shotgun every single play. And he can run. So think Peyton Manning that could run. That's not in the shotgun all the time. That's what you're going to see. So you'll see probably something like 26, 27 touchdown passes, 8 rushing touchdowns, and probably 15 interceptions.
Question on this. Okay. Mm-hmm. As we know, Nick, CJ, and also Jimmy, I noticed this year before last. they all seem to come out and do the same thing. I'm wondering, do you think Kyle's going to completely take the leash off of Trey? Because this is something that bothered me the entire time. You could see Kyle impose his authority on what you will do in my offense. So maybe what you're saying,
Go ahead.
I hope Trey does it. Just say, Kyle, take this. I know what I'm doing. I can make this work. Back off. If that happens, you'll get my vote too. Yeah. I need somebody to tell Kyle when to leave me to do this. Because quite frankly, Papa, there is no freedom out there like people are looking for. If he does take the leash off of Trey, I'm going to be delighted. But right as it goes, Trey's going to be out there doing the same thing unless Kyle lets up off that I got to control you. I know what I'm doing. I'm Kyle Shanahan. I come from a tradition of guys like my father knew what he was doing. I know what I'm doing. Listen to me.
I disagree. It's already happening. Though if you catch any of the Twitter footage, you're seeing plays right now that Jimmy doesn't do. You're seeing rolling to the left, rolling to the right, throwing the ball on the run. You don't see that with Garoppolo. That's not in his game. Garoppolo throws the ball in the numbers.
I did in
2017. Yeah, but that's 2017.
Kyle,
but that's before
what? Wait. I just want to say, Kyle had not started teaching him his playbook yet. So for all the talk that Jimmy can't do this and Jimmy can't do that, hell, Jimmy was told not to. You do what I tell you to do, it will be okay. So it's going to be interesting to see if Jimmy just says this year, you know what? Everybody thinks I'm this stiff, no talented quarterback because I try to run Kyle's offense. Screw that. I'm out of here this year. This is why I know you're going to see something different.
That's where you're wrong. Where you're wrong is this. If you go back to the season where we went to the Super Bowl, okay? If you take out the Arizona Cardinals games, do you know that Jimmy G's numbers are like 20 touchdown passes? An average of 221 yards per game? That's his statistics. That is not a Super Bowl quarterback. That is what it is. That's during his Super Bowl season. No. What I'm trying to explain to you is this.
I've been saying the whole time, if Kyle would have left that 2017 Jimmy to keep going like he was going, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
No, but there's the thing you have to understand is that in the NFL, the best aid you have is the film. There was no film on Jimmy. So he took a lot of teams by surprise, straight up, because all of a sudden they had complete ineptitude at quarterback. And now you had someone who was throwing the ball outside the numbers, down the field. He wasn't that good down the field, but he was throwing it outside the numbers. He was scrambling.
Who was he throwing to once again? Who was he throwing to once again? See, this is the thing.
As far as I'm concerned, he's throwing to a bunch of scrubs. But it doesn't change the fact that he won like 5 straight games. He's throwing the ball off of all kind of crazy platforms.
That's why I give him credit. Low receivers. Offensive line was
killing him
credit too. He was dodging them, getting away, and getting the ball off, throwing in the windows about that wide. And I said, you know what? I give him credit too. This dude can play. But since then, learn my offense.
He can play. Right.
I got no real receivers for you yet, but you can get it done, Jimmy. It's like, this is why I'm looking forward to this year. Like,
But you can't. I'm with you because you can't deny that he's got a winning record and Jimmy has the locker room. You can't deny any of those things. All I'm saying is that you want to see progression moving upwards. Even if Jimmy would just check the ball down instead of taking awkward shots. Even if he made subtle changes like that, we might not be talking about Trey Lance right now because he's got to take care of the ball better. That has nothing to do with Kyle Shanahan's offense. If the play's not there, it's not there.
No.
I mean, the coach can't,
can't force it there. I don't know.
Exactly. It's not all Kyle.
I'm looking forward. This is why I'm looking forward to this year. Bob, I got you recorded though, and I'm gonna keep and snip these things. When Jimmy's rolling along, because what people don't know, that boy. I mean, you look out, because you know why? Jimmy is right now. You don't hear him. I believe the dude went underground. that dude's gonna be a bad mofo. Tom called him mofo. He's gonna be a bad mofo from week 1
No,
to. I see a string of 8 wins in a row winning.
I think Jimmy wants out.
No, if he
I
wanted out,
don't think he has a good relationship.
No.
Why would he want out?
Trade. Ask for a trade. As soon as Trey gets drafted.
Let me ask you this question.
Ask for a trade.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Let's say Jimmy G gets released tomorrow. What kind of a salary is he worth? Is he worth $25 million?
Isn't it too late to they still have to pay? They need to get rid of Jimmy in April, right?
No. Because remember, you got after the June 1st cuts. I mean, it's half a cap hit, but he only has a $2 million, like $2 million or so cap hit, regardless of even if he gets traded. I mean, you have to pick up the full salary, right? But if he gets cut, the Niners have to eat about $2 million on the cap. That's going to free up over 20-something million, right?
Okay, so it doesn't matter when they let them go. So Bob,
but you didn't answer the question, though.
Go ahead. What's the question? What if they release him tomorrow?
How much is he worth? How much is he worth on the open market? Is Green Bay Green Bay could be a team if Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back. How much is he worth to Green Bay? How much is he worth to New England? You know what I mean? It's like he's not worth the salary that he's making. He's making 13.5% of our cap.
Yeah.
It's the reality.
I can't answer that question. I don't know what Jimmy's open market price is actually.
I know you can't answer it because it's a hard one, isn't it? It's like, what is he actually worth?
Not because he sucks, but because everybody's everybody's already got their monies and everything designated out. They've got their quarterbacks. It's still late to go after a quarterback unless you're going to get rid of one. So it would be a difficult thing.
Well, we'll say it's late, but what I'm trying to explain to you is that the reason why there was no calls for trades and things like that because the price was too high, and that part of the price is the salary. Yeah. I think they were asking for a first-round pick for a minute too. But he, at this point, with as much football he's played the last 4 years, he's not he's not worth the salary. I think personally, if I look at it, if I gave up a second-round pick for a quarterback and he gets into the Super Bowl, I think I won that trade. But this is football, which stands for not the law.
A lot of people believe that Kyle just really disgusted, hates Jimmy, right? Here's the thing, though.
No, that's not it.
If that was the case, and the 49ers asked for a first-round pick, and they made that pretty clear in those days. They were saying, Jimmy's going to stay with us next year. We already went to Jed York and said, can we keep this guy and also get another quarterback? Let me just finish this much, though. Right, he says that they go to that, and then they say, but if somebody blows us away with a deal, we'll take a first-round pick. That, to me, I don't know, his critics see it in a very different way. That, to me, says we're not stupid enough to get rid of this guy without seeing what we got here to see if he's going to be okay. If Trey comes in and does everything that a lot of people pictured him to do in camp, yes, you could be right. He faces NFL defense because he hasn't seen that kind of defense before. He comes from a division where it wasn't really all that gruesome. You know, that's not SEC style defense coming at him all the time. But he did well. Then the 49ers could maybe, if Trey does adjust real quickly and sees the NFL defense is no big deal, you could be right because the 49ers could save a fortune. But that's a big if. That's asking a lot.
It is asking a lot. But you know what? I come at it from a different perspective. I believe that at this particular point in time, there's 6 teams right now that can win Super Bowl next year. And I don't have the 49ers as one of those teams, but they're number 7, which means that things can happen that they can get in there. Now, they'll get to the playoffs, but it's going to depend on how healthy they are and how well they play the quarterback position, to be honest with you, because they got receivers now, do they not?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm so cocky and confident. I'm so cocky and confident for that reason. And Ayuk's a bad boy. Ain't no way.
Yeah, Debo's a dog.
Yeah. Ain't no way Jimmy stand back there looking for receivers now. Somebody's going to be open at all times.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I will see that.
That's what I'm saying.
Hair trigger release. Booyah.
And you're right, but Jimmy has got to force those safeties to respect his game. He's got to do that. In order for him to do that, he's got to throw them.
About that.
He's got to throw them out of the zone. No, I am.
He's got to have a
it.
receiver that can get downfield and get some separation. I don't blame Jimmy. What am I doing this to a stack of bodies for?
Hold on. Wait, that's true. But hang on 1 second. I am telling you that Debo is a dog. Don't be surprised if he goes someplace else if they have a quarterback that he's the one in the Pro Bowl, that he's the one catching 80 balls, that he's the one catching deep passes because he fights for the ball.
Downfield threat?
Fights for the ball. Debo is a dog. You put the ball up, he's going to fight for it. You've seen it.
But Pop, his best attribute though is the midfield game where he got a full head of steam going, and you try to stop him.
And we all think that because that's what we see the most of. But if your quarterback is averaging 2.4 seconds, he can't buy extra time when he's in the pocket.
I did
Plays
see
can't develop down the field.
Yeah. I did see, though, Debo against Baltimore. That was interesting. Jimmy dropped one over there and let him fight for that. And he knocked what's-his-name on his butt and took the ball. So you do have a point there. I just think sometimes, is Kyle dialing that play up, or is Jimmy being held responsible for a crime that he did not commit? If Kyle says go downfield, that means he trusts his receiver. Because as I remember, Kyle said week after week, I'm looking for one of my receivers to step up. He never said anything about I'm looking for my quarterback to step up. I'm looking for my receivers to step up. This is why I knew way back then when he was going after OBJ and trying to get a receiver, it was the receivers. He went after Emmanuel Sanders. They used a second or third round pick. Everybody wants to blame Jimmy for that downfield shot. I don't think so. We'll see.
Again, I keep telling you, if you go and watch the last quarter Super Bowl and then watch every game after that, you see that Jimmy is part of the problem. It's not just
I didn't say he didn't have
Jimmy.
any
I
guilt.
agree. No, I'm just saying it's not all Jimmy. It isn't. But what I am saying, that a different quarterback will get you different results. I'll give you another statistic that's very, very interesting. The number one quarterback who's had the most passing yards, in his first 16 games, is Patrick Mahomes. You know who number two is? Nick Mullins. No one in the NFL history has passed for more yards in their first 16 games than Nick Mullins and Patrick Mahomes. So there, that's two different quarterbacks.
You know who led the league in 2019?
Jimmy's backup.
You know who led the league in 2019 in 20 yards and over?
Yeah,
Who?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Who?
But how much of that was Yak?
No, they don't mark it that way. 20 yards means the ball was shot down the field 20 yards, and then the yak took place. I found out about that because that's what everybody goes to.
Okay.
It's not true.
And while that's true, again, NFL stands for not for long. If you're not playing well, if you're not on the field, you're not available, it's not for long.
Wow.
So
no argument there.
Let's agree on this.
Guess who had the most fourth quarter comebacks in 2019?
Was it Jimmy?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, Jimmy doesn't get any love for any accomplishments, but he gets a hell of a lot of flack for every little mistake. This is why I stick with him.
But I don't want you. I don't want you to sit there and think that that's all I'm doing is giving you flack with Jimmy. All I'm telling you is where the current
everybody
is going.
does, Pop. It's not only you. You're being cool about it.
I'm not
but
giving
some
you
people
flack.
are
I'm agreeing with you. Here's the deal.
About every mistake Jimmy makes, but they never say anything good about when he does anything good. And I always say, but how about this? How about that? How about this? And then they come back and counter with something bad. I say, I don't know. I mean, Pop, I realize we got to go. There wasn't nobody on the phone a minute ago, but we got to go now. Pop, let me see a second. We can continue. All right.
All right, man. All right,
good
Ronbo.
stuff, Pop. I ain't mad at you. You made some great points.
Subscribe. Click like. I'm out.
Give me that holler.
I'm
going to take Jimmy down. I'm going to start getting that small photo and put up Trey.
No, don't you dare take him down. Just start small. Right? Start small. You got to wean yourself off. You got to wean yourself off, right? You got a Jimmy G addiction. You got to wean yourself off. And then when you come to the realization that
I'll
the
be
future may
set
be here
free.
sooner than we want, the future may be here sooner than we want,
Right.
it won't be such a shock to you. You wean yourself off.
It's
That's all.
better.
Wean yourself a little bit at a time.
Withdrawals. Night pop.
Exactly. You'll be waking up, Jimmy! And I want you waking up middle of the night, clutching your pearls. Jimmy!
We gotta go, Pop. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, man. All right, later.
Hilarious. Rebel D says, Jimmy, please, and I fam, Jimmy, please crush it this year. Ronbo's always watching. Great to see you back. Go Niners. Rebel D, I will stick with him. This may be the year I could finally fall from grace, but each and every year I get to come out and say, again, I tried to tell you. I get my people, I pick them out. I can pick them. But this is something you should all appreciate. If I pick out Jimmy to be a bad dude this year, you should have liked that because that means the 49ers are going to win. See? So if I'm wrong, that means we got to hope Trey Lance is the real deal or we got problems this year. It's one or the other. So, But Rebel D, thanks for that contribution, fam. Is Rudy still on the phone? That's why we kept talking because we was worried about him getting in. Rudy!
Hey, Ronbo.
Yes, Rudy.
Hey, I'm just gonna switch some gears. They're getting on your boy Jimmy. Stick with your
big
guns,
time.
Ronbo. Stick with your guts. Stick with your guts.
You know me. They can't move me.
Jimmy. That Super Bowl year. I kid you about him, but damn, he pissed me off in that last game when it was back and forth and you guys pulled it out 34-31, and he hit those two bombs. When we had broken secondary coverage in that last game, and some players are there. It's a confidence thing with me. I believe with him. It's a confidence thing. I'm surprised Shanahan doesn't have. Sometimes you got to hypnotize the quarterback. You got to have a good quarterback coach to say, hey man, Jimmy, look, this is what you got to look for here. Somebody that can help him out. Because quarterbacks, their confidence is like a good pitcher. Can wane a little bit, and but maybe that's what he needed, just to have some competition. But I just wanted to check in with you, Ronbo. We were talking about
Rudy.
we were talking about my guy Jacob Harris.
Yeah.
The monster phenom.
Yes.
We have another guy. I don't know if you have him on your radar. We got we lost Tony Hill to free agency, but Robert Rochelle, 6'1". The guy has a 43 vertical jump. He's a cornerback and runs a 4.38. So I don't know if I'm gonna send you some footage. The guy's crazy. The guy can, from a sit down position, Ronbo. Forget that we drafted him. Even if you guys got him, I'd be like, damn. Okay, so the guy's sitting in a chair, right?
Yeah.
And he jumps straight up, and it's on top of, like, I would say like the height of a bar. And then they put like another box on top of it. He jumps straight up and stands on top of that. That's crazy. But I'm going to send you some film of that guy. I couldn't believe him. I heard his name before, but I didn't know who he was.
I'm gonna send it right to Kyle Shanahan and see. Yeah, okay.
But Ronbo, Les Snead messed up trying to pay Gurley and Cook and Golf. He screwed us up a little bit. A lot, but. They've been really lucky with our late round picks. These guys, hopefully this guy will turn out, and the Jacob Harris guy, they've been keeping us afloat with them. But I got to show you that video. That's so crazy that somebody can jump like that and nobody picked him. He went undrafted. The guy went undrafted, and he's a big Jalen Ramsey fan, and he wears those arm sleeves, and he's a physical tackler too. I can't believe that nobody drafted him. So I'm just going to let you know. I'm going to send the tape to you. I couldn't believe this guy. But anyway, Ronbo, great show, man. Ronbo, one day, let's say the Rams. Let me tell you this, Ronbo. If the Rams get to the Super Bowl, if the Rams get to the Super Bowl at home, I want to do a dual Rudy Ronbo show. What do you think? What do you think, Ronbo?
If the Rams do get to the Super Bowl, yeah, Rudy, I'll agree to that.
That sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good. And, that Super Bowl still sticks in my craw. I know if it was me, Tommy Huxley, Don Lovato, Russo, and I'm quarterback, I know for a fact that we scored more than 3 points in that Super Bowl, Ronbo. I'll be like, you know what, McVay, I don't like it. I don't like this play. This is what we're gonna do. Tommy, I'm gonna pump fake it to you. I'm gonna throw a back shoulder fade at the 10-yard line. So that still sticks in my craw, Ronbo. But anyway, have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.
Good night. Good night, Rudy. It's hard to just stay mad at him. He's kind of a okay guy. Actually, when you look past the fact that he's a Rams fan, he's a nice guy. Actually, Emilio. Emilio. I wonder if Emilio watched out the show. Emilio.
Yeah. I'm trying to mute myself. I thought, I haven't been on the video thing in a while. So I'm like, wait. And I tried to call and it wasn't working. The code wasn't working. So I was like, well, let me see if this works.
And I love the baby with the matching scooter and outfit.
No, usually my daughter uses the Zoom because she be doing her class. So, yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
You there? Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me?
So, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you the whole time.
Okay. Yeah, what's going on, man?
That was the show, right? All week they made a big deal. Tom Brady says, and you gonna stay with that motherfucker? I said, everybody want it. Wow! And of course, when it went to Twitter, Jimmy is about the most. Hey, what's really funny? I was gonna say Jimmy's the most unpopular guy in 49er history. You know what's really funny? And Grant Cohn admitted to this the other day. I couldn't stop laughing. Grant took a survey. He was on there with Jesse, I forget his last name. Anyway, him and Jesse were talking and slamming Jimmy around, just kicking him around, spitting on him, kicking him. And then Jay, what was the rest of your survey about 49ers as far as how they feel about Jimmy G in comparison to something? Anyway, Jimmy's popularity is still 56-44. I said, what? And Grant admitted it. I said, Jimmy says, hey, how many people? Over 2,000. So I said, I thought I was in the minority. I thought most people hate Jimmy. But I guess it's not true.
Yeah, not a lot of people do not hate Jimmy. It's sometimes you can look at it, it's a split thing or a 50-50.
Even that. Even 50-50. There's no way. I thought maybe 80-20.
Well, it's not that deep. Like, I even talk to Niner fans. Some people like them, some people don't. I give my opinion. I like them. Just because we won with Jimmy. It's not like we haven't won. I understand if he was crap, like quarterback Gabbert, then I can understand. But, hey.
You're getting drowned out by the activity around you. Is there any way you can move to the left or right of that?
I'm trying to get away from it. No, I'm just saying it'd be different if he was like your old favorite quarterback, Blaine Gabbert. Other than that, no.
Yes. I want to explain that to you one day, but not now. See, because
no, we talked about it. You're not going to convince me. That dude was crap. Crap. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
You really had waiting for it. But anyway, it's like I said, some guys like him, some don't. I've talked to some 49er fans. They feel they feel a certain way about Jimmy. It's different opinions on him. But like I said, I like him because we can win with him. We have one with him, not like we haven't. So
yeah,
that's just my whole take on it. So,
and also, Tom. Now, was Tom? You're at work, so you didn't see the show. Was Tom talking about Jimmy when he said, "I don't want y'all gonna stay with that"?
I've seen. Yeah, Tom Brady's just salty because he's salty like Aaron Rodgers. Your team didn't think you get over it. You know how many fans we have, even players on our team that root for other teams and they didn't get to play with. Like what's his name? Patrick Willis is the big one. He came out and said he's a Cowboys fan. But his heart. He said,
There's just things I got right past me. I didn't know Patrick was. Where's Patrick from though? I forgot.
He's somewhere down south.
Yeah, he's a Southern boy. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I can't get mad at him. Every dude in the South, just about every football player loves them some Cowboys. I mean, just about all of them coming out. I remember when what's his name over with the Cleveland Browns, who went to Texas. I remember him making a video. Oh, what is that dude's name? The edge rusher. Anyway, Myles Garrett. Myles did a video before the draft begging the Cowboys to draft him. See?
Even what's his name? Crabtree, he was a Cowboy fan too. So, sometimes you don't get drafted and picked up by a team. It is what it is.
It's always the case. 90% of the time.
So it's either you're going to play in the NFL or you're not, no matter what team that drafts you. So, that's the thing. That's what you're going to worry about. If you're going to be in the NFL, you're going to play. I mean, of course, if I went to the NFL, of course I want to play for the Niners. But if it didn't happen, hey, I'm going to play my ass off for whatever team I get, because you got to think at the end of the day, you're playing whatever team you're playing for. They're going to get exactly. That's why you're getting paid. So what are you going to do? Not play your ass off and not get paid, and then you don't get to go where you want, or you're going to play your ass off and get paid?
Disliking the team. And you know what? Spoon got his wish though. Spoon didn't play that well, and he's over in Seattle. He wanted Seattle in the first place. I remember that.
Not like he's going to do any better there. I'd be surprised if he does. Like I said, I can't wait to play him. Hit him in the mouth. That's what you get. You went over there. It's only rare. It's only rare when you get to do play for a team like Marshawn. Marshawn got to play for the Raiders. Didn't really do too much, but he got to play for at least his favorite team growing up.
Went too late, exactly. Well, he really didn't he want to be a Raider? Oh, he wanted to be a Raider so bad.
Oh, yeah, so like I said, sometimes you get a chance to maybe not, you don't get the outcome you want, but at least you get to at least say, I played the season two for my team. You get to play for your team. So that's that shit that Tom Brady's doing is he's just whining because he can. Because he's won so many Super Bowls, he can complain. And of course, people are gonna be, it's Tom.
There you go, right there. I'm Tom Brady. I can say anything I want to anywhere I am.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
Think about it. Let's say if it was Jimmy complaining, ain't nobody gonna say. Everybody's gonna tell Jimmy shut up and sit down somewhere.
That's what I like about Jimmy. Jimmy don't say nothing to nobody.
No, but I'm just saying. Let's say Jimmy was complaining and said y'all should have kept me over Tom or whatever. Everybody would have just told Jimmy to shut up and just play.
I know, like they do LeBron James. Shut up and dribble.
So
I had to laugh.
So you think about it. It's just the status of the person. So who he is and what he's done. So he gets the right to talk shit and say, hey, you know what? This is me. I get to do what I want, and I say what I want just because who you are. That's all that turns out to be. But like I said, if Tom Brady wasn't nobody, and nobody would have paid attention. Not even mentioned it at all.
This is what I'm saying. It's so funny because so far, and somebody might have been watching. Right? Nobody chimed in. I did hear that he explained what was going on with the trophy throwing on that boat, but I didn't hear anything about who he hated so bad that he had a mofo him on a promo. What?
Then you think about it. What he did with the Patriots, he went right into the owner about Jimmy before they get him traded. So not like Tom Brady.
And I thought about that. I said, you know what? Maybe Tom does continue to harbor some feelings about that whole situation. He probably does. So anyway, we ran out of time, man. Let me get you back to work. I'll be back Sunday. All right.
All right, first I'll have you Sunday.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You have a good night. All
you
right,
too,
later.
thanks. Oh my God. Jesse's on my phone. Jess, come on in, man. Me and Jess been going back and forth on Twitter. Back and forth. Jess, I can't hear your audio.
My man, no. I was on mute, my man. I was letting you do your thing. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
I heard you calling a minute ago, so I had to call in and say what's up.
Okay.
Nah, man, listen. Here's the deal. I know that I went in heavy on Jimmy G on Grant's show, right? Yeah. But I mean, overall, that's how I feel about Jimmy. I just don't think that he's worth the money that he's being paid. I feel like Trey Lance is more ready than what people want. I was on Trey Lance early. I stood by my guns when nobody said it was possible. Everybody was on Fields. And I thought it was Trey Lance the whole time, my man.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not jumping off now. I definitely think he's going to be the starter week 1. But I do want to say this because I think that there's some misconception, at least with me, and I want to clear that up. I'm not one of these guys that if Jimmy starts, I'm going to be in my feelings and not root for the guy. My job as a fan, Ronbo, is to root for the team that is on the field. When we're in the offseason, that speculation can run rampant. We're all going to have our own opinions. But if Jimmy G is the starter week 1, I'm going to root for him just as hard as I would for Trey Lance, right? So I want to clear that up. And I also want to say that Jimmy definitely has done some good things. You and I have had a real good back and forth on Twitter, and we definitely stand in different corners as far as the overall opinion on Jimmy. Yeah. But if I just sit here and say Jimmy's done nothing good, that's simply not true. I mean, I look at week 17 against Seattle, very efficient, phenomenal game. I look at games like against the Rams where he completed 3rd down and 16s or whatever it was in consecutive drives or what have you. And then you look at that Saints game. It's not like he hasn't done some good things. And he's definitely a starting quarterback in this league. I mean, I would put him around that 22 to 24 range. He should be a starter in this league. But I just think his time with San Francisco has run out, and it's time to put the rookie in. And that's where I stand with it.
And that's a solid argument, Jay. I can't even get mad at that. I mean, right now I'm just wondering if Trey Lance is going to step on that field after a long layoff, after coming from the division he's come from, is he going to be able to translate that same good stuff in the NFL? I just want to know. That's why I always say, I don't know, are we jumping to conclusions on this guy? I mean, I remember Deshaun Kaiser. I thought he was really good in college, and he came in and he's I don't even know if he's in the league anymore. But a lot of quarterbacks in the first-round quarterbacks, Jay, are usually the ones that are the most suspect. Your second and third round guys, they usually turn out to be something nobody expected. But your first round picks are under so much pressure because they've looked so good from wherever they came from. They have got to come in and they've got to look exactly the way they did in college. And that's just, to me, that's just an unrealistic expectation, right? So Lance coming in this year and being able to sit Jimmy down, I find that really, if he does it, I'm like you. Go Trey, let's go. Because if you're that good, I ain't got to worry about winning. You're going to win. Right. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we're probably, when it comes to that common ground, we share that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, we're both fans, Ronbo. And just as I said, if Jimmy starts, I'll be rooting for him. If Trey starts, I know that you'll be rooting for him. And, right. As far as the question or the comment about is he ready, I mean, that's up to Shanahan to ultimately decide. But here's my thought, and I posted it actually because I think before you came on your show, you had posted a couple of responses to me. And I actually posted a clip, about a 2-minute clip that anybody can go watch if they want to find the thread of his quarterback coach on my show talking about just that, talking about a playbook and how quickly he can grasp it, talking about how the North Dakota State playbook is about 260 plays long. And it's actually double that because every play that you run to one side, you have to know what it looks like when you run it to the other. And how, as a true freshman, he sat behind Easton Stick. And when they do their practices, they have both quarterbacks come in and run every single play to perfection. That's what they expect of their quarterbacks. And basically, as quickly as you could pick up that playbook, he absolutely did it. And I think what happened a lot with Shanahan is, he wanted to get his eyes on the kid. He believed in him and he thought he could do all these things, but until he's in the building, you don't really know for sure. And now that he's in the building, they expected to install the playbook in increments to him. What ended up happening is they installed the whole playbook to him, and he's already got a full grasp of it from everything that I understand, which is astronomical. I mean, this guy's mentality and his shoulder up, how smart he is. I mean, we talk about the athleticism and we can talk about all those things, but as far as shoulders up, this guy is second to none. And he blew a lot of people away when it came to these meetings as it led up to the draft. And it's no wonder that he ended up being the guy that San Francisco took.
Yeah, Kyle said he's like talking to a CEO. I'm impressed with what I've heard. And as a matter of fact, Jess, I actually don't watch college football that much, but I did say from what I saw, because I usually start watching right around the draft time, I did say from what I saw of him, so, you know, this guy Trey Lance is a monster, man. He can throw the ball out of the field. And when he runs downfield is when I really got excited, because as he's running down the field and picking up momentum, people are bouncing off him like as if he were the Incredible Hulk running down the field. I was pretty amused by that. So I said, you know what? If I was going to go for anybody, I'd go for Trey Lance. Now, everybody was talking about Justin Fields because said he was pro-ready. Everybody liked Zach because he was so dazzling and he was like the light complexion Patrick Mahomes, you know. And of course, Burrow was going to Tennessee. Everybody knew that. So I mean Jacksonville. So there was no way to look beyond either Justin or Mac Jones. No, nobody took Mac Jones seriously. Well, Big Show did. But, you know, Big Show actually sold me on Mac Jones, too. Chris Sims sold me on Mac Jones. So pretty soon I just started ignoring the whole process. I said, you know what? I have no idea what's going to happen here. I don't see how Mac Jones looks good at Alabama, but hell, he's got a Pro Bowl offensive line. He's got the best receivers on the planet playing at Alabama. I'm talking about pros and everything else. His receiving room was ridiculous.
And a running back who's a stud.
God, yes. So it's hard to fail. You know, but I said, well, maybe he's not getting enough credit. I don't know. Maybe Chris Sims knows what he's talking about. But Justin Fields looks like he's going to probably be the guy. I thought it was going to be Fields, actually. And then but I did have, my vote was for your guy, though. I thought he was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing about Trey Lance, and people want to point to, well, he only played 1 year in college and he was a 19-year-old. Well, that's exactly what I look at. He was a 19-year-old. Last time that you saw him on the field, he was 19 years old. He just had a whole year to work with his quarterback coaches and fix the 3 or 4 mechanical things that I saw on film that were broken. And based off the last time I saw him, all of them except for one has been fixed. The guy that you saw as a 19-year-old kid is not the guy that you're going to see as training camp starts and as his NFL career starts. You're going to see a much improved player. And the one thing that I like about him is that he ran a lot of his plays under center more than any of these other quarterbacks. He also is the one that pointed out and called protections, and he had full autonomy at the line to call those audibles. And so when all of those things are incorporated in, plus you've got a playbook at North Dakota State that has long verbiage plays, that's exactly what you need to be prepared at this level. And nobody is more prepared than he is for this spotlight this early. And that's why I think he's going to be the guy, but we'll see.
All right, Jay. Hey, you made a solid case. We're both going to stick by what we believe in, and we'll be able to come back and get on this. And we'll say, Jay, Trey to the Bay, week 1. Yes, you were right. Let's go to the playoffs.
Hey, absolutely, my man. Whoever's right, it doesn't really matter. We're both Niner fans.
We're winning.
And absolutely. Like I said last time I called in, I love your show. I think you have a great thing going. I appreciate the back and forth on Twitter. Go check out the video because I did respond to your last couple tweets. Go check it out when you're done, and we'll keep the back and forth up, man. But keep it up. Great show, Ronbo. And I'm out, buddy.
All right. Talk to you later, fam. Have a great night. And it's amazing. We should remain civil, like during the course of this anyway. So you know, it's cool. I'm not going to stop supporting Jimmy G. I still think he's going to be just an absolute beast this year. And again, like and I you know how I love to do each and every year when I said Robert Saleh needs tools, leave him alone. When I said J-Dub just gets injured, he's a good football player. When I said Nick Bosa in the draft, no doubt about it. I just get to, with me, it's just always get this gut feeling. And boy, I feel more intensely, this is it. Jimmy G comes out this year after 6 weeks, he is top 5. Now, I won't say anything then, but I'll say you know, when I said Jimmy G is going to be one of the top quarterbacks in the league, I may have been thinking too hard. But now that it's already happened, I'm going to tell you, I'll be damned. I can't wait till next Sunday. Because I just think the table's set for him now. He's got a legitimate offensive line. He's got Alex Mack at center. And also he's got a new dude down there playing right guard. I'm not sure, but he looks like he might be somebody who can make things easy for Jimmy. And also, my biggest beef has been, can somebody please find some receivers for this dude? And they did. Ayuk and Debo, this is going to be some bad boys. George Kittle to add to that mix, that's all we knew. If Jalen Hurd, who Jimmy's been campaigning for, is on the field, I got to tell you, fam, Jimmy may be gone next year, but he's going to ride off into the sunset, and it's going to be at silhouette as he's got his horse. He pulls back, takes off his hat, and waves, "An Ohio Silver, away!" And he's out of here. And then is when I predict the Trey Lance era will get underway. But meantime, fam, hey, Jimmy, Tommy Huck says Jimmy G starts week 1, Jess. Jesse, our dude. Jesse and Tommy, our buddies. That's how I met Jesse. Tommy was on there. And 49ers, all the reports, I agree with Tommy, Jimmy G, week 1 starter. Well, we'll find out. Anyway, we got to keep it simple, fam. We're all 49er fans. Let's not get crazy about this. Hit that like, fam. I'll see you Sunday. And let's talk some more 49ers football. As I sing, he's Justin Garoppolo, and everywhere he goes, people know the part James is playing. Staking on the grass, sticking every pass. Ooh, what they saying. Oh, there'll come a day when Jimmy comes to play. What do they say about him? In the end zone he'll throw, 'cause he's just a Garoppolo, and life can't go on without him. Bobbily, shoobily, bobbily, shoobily, bobbily, shoobily, bob. Nada!